pleased to be here this morning and to say some things about the New York City zoning resolution. But first, I want to thank Sheldon for his efforts and his team for putting this event together and recognizing that the Zoning Advisory Council has been an important voice and institution on zoning in New York City. I certainly want to acknowledge all the people who got honored this morning and the contributions they have made and continue to play in the growth and the development of the city. As I said at a zoning symposium just last month sponsored by City Planning, zoning will not bring about world peace, but it is a remarkable regulatory tool to shape the city. To be effective, though, the zoning must continually be updated and modernized to reflect changing conditions, needs, and priorities. And over the years, many of you in this room have been involved in efforts to do such a thing. Think about the number of zoning districts, the alphabet soup of zoning districts, special districts, quality housing, ZQA, and other amendments, all designed to encourage housing, preservation, or promote specific neighborhood character, and in more than a few cases, limit growth and neighborhood change. Newer, decentralized CBDs for Hudson Yards, downtown Brooklyn, Long Island City, downtown Flushing, and downtown Jamaica represent a fundamental rethinking of the role these areas play, and a combination of zoning changes, public investment, and new infrastructure will accommodate a good share of the city's future residential and commercial growth. Waterfront zoning did not exist in 1961, but its creation has allowed the city to respond to the dramatic declines in industrial and port-related activity by promoting new private investment and mixed-income housing together with open space and public access. And finally, zoning has evolved to make the city more sustainable through density and transit-oriented development. Most significant, it has been amended to respond to climate change and sea level rise, issues that just did not exist 55 years ago. And despite what we call the climate change deniers, we know these issues will only become more urgent and pressing in the years ahead. We are now at an all-time peak population in New York City of 8.55 million and projected to reach 9 million residents by 2040. Think about this. This is equivalent to adding the entire population of Atlantic Georgia to New York City over the next 25 years or so. It's enormous. It's clear that with this growth in population, land use debates are only going to intensify in the city, and zoning has a critical role to play in helping sort through these land use debates. Over the years, zoning has been amended to pursue a whole variety of policy priorities, and the current administration successfully adopted mandatory inclusionary housing as a major component of its affordable housing plan in order to make MIH actable on a wide basis. And keep in mind, MIH is a prospective regulatory tool. It doesn't apply until an area is rezoned. So the city has embarked on a targeted area-wide rezonings. Expect even more intense debate on the full range of land use, policy, and process issues as these initiatives move forward. Now, it's not only the 100-year anniversary of the city zoning resolution, it's also the 100-year anniversary of the first Piggly Wiggly store. And I find it kind of amusing, but it's important because as I come to know, the Piggly Wiggly store was the nation's first self-serve grocery store. Before that, you'd walk into a store, you give a list of what you wanted to the owner, and you'd stand there while they filled it out. And I bring this up because businesses and how we do business continue to change and evolve in the city. And in 1961, who could have projected the changing business models in the city from the growth of national retail chains, the rise of big box stores, the steep decline of manufacturing, and the growth of high-tech healthcare and new ways of live, work, and service delivery. The distinctions among commercial, retail, and industrial uses created in 1961 are really less relevant than they are today as the way we shop, live, and work continues to change. Now, one of the truisms I have found in zoning is that once you give it, you can't take it away. It seems every piece of zoning has a constituency. And as a result, we're left with too many obsolete zoning provisions and a zoning map that seems increasingly hard to change. From a garment center district still on the books long after garment jobs had departed, to Soho-NoHo zoning, which long ago lost all of its ground floor industrial space to obsolete use groups and performance standards. The challenges will only increase as the city population continues to grow, businesses, jobs, and work arrangements evolve, and as technological and environmental change intensifies. So, our collective challenge, and this is all of us in this room and the city as a whole, our collective challenge is continue to make the fundamental changes necessary to meet the needs of today and those of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.